You not swanging with Big Yorm. No, I'm talking about.
Feel like I wanna swing tonight.
Cornbread.
Feel like I wanna swing tonight.
I'ma show you how to twerk the wheel. I'ma show you how to twerk the wheel. Chrome on the feet, chrome pipes, chrome grill. Swing cock the wheel, hope my drink don't spill.
All the hustlers out there getting it in the rain. Time to turn the music up and go swing.
Live from the Dash, Swang with Big Yorm podcast. You know what time it is. It's episode 4. I got the crew in here today and it's going down, man. We finna talk about some shit live on the dashboard. I got my brother, of course, the becoming what is everybody's favorite seems to be with his corny ass, but ex Biggity Box.
Hi.
Well, I'm sick of you, babe, but hey, it's going down. I got a couple special guests for you tonight, man. I got my boy, the quiet one, aka the coolest yeller, my boy Junior Pruitt. What it do?
What it do, big fella?
All right, man. You might have to speak up a little bit into the mic, man. I know you the quiet one, but I need you loud tonight, baby.
Already.
All right, and I got my other boy, my partner, my nigga that's been down since day one from Grambling Lab all the way through, Big Smooth, a.k.a. Sean McMurray, a.k.a. the ladies' man, a.k.a. he's all of the above. What it do?
I'm all that.
Already. Yeah, it's going down, man. So you get the Fab Four today, man. You going to get a slew of opinions, a slew of different conversations from 4 different brains that's highly functioning and well thought of. You know what I'm talking about? So we gonna roll right into things, man. Well, fellas, what we looking like tonight, man? What we got on deck?
Well, whatever you got on deck.
What's good, X?
Well, shit,
I always got a lot to talk about.
Well, all right, well.
It's not me.
Okay, well, you started, and I'll be cutting you off, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, me too.
So all right, what I thought we'll lead off with tonight, man. You know, I've been seeing a lot on the social media and everything, man. Things that's going on across the net. It's particularly we gonna touch on a lot about children and different things that I've seen, and it's funny, it's ironic because today on social media on Facebook I just shared a post where this little girl shoved a cake in her mother's face and started twerking and slapping her ass and stuff like that. What do you think? Me personally, I wanted the little girl to get her ass whooped. I don't know what happened because the video cut off after all that, but I wanted her to get her ass whooped. And with the way parents thinking now, mainly our generation and stuff, most of them feel like that we should just talk to kids like that helps anything. What y'all think about that?
Oh, I want to be the first one to dive on this. So I actually think that the hood enjoys like celebrating because really, man, I only see I see a lot of people like ghetto hood chicks, pulling their phones out and celebrating just inappropriate behavior by like younger girls, acting just like them. I just saw a video on Facebook today. The girl was like acting like she was like 5 years old and she was just sitting up here like punching her fists together like, get my mom, I want you to, fool, I want you to, like using complete sentences and threatening an older like black dude, and it was just like, I don't know whether to laugh at this or to just cry because this I don't know, man. I mean it's not really cute. I guess it's funny at first, but then you realize we could do a lot better.
A 5-year-old?
Like,
this is a 5-year-old X?
He's saying the girl was 5. You talking about, Minja?
Yeah, the girl was 5 years old.
Now, see, and that's the thing. Like with these behaviors, man, it's hard because we talk about on a few episodes what social media, how it's fun and how it's serious and how it's sad and all of these different emotions. And then when you see stuff like that, it's hard to the nonchalant side of me and the not caring side and stuff in me wanted to laugh at that video where that girl shoved that cake in her mama's face, as thinking that it was comedy, until she started being disrespectful. She was disrespectful when she shoved the cake in her face the way she shoved it in, but when she started twerking and stuff and patting herself on the butt, that kind of threw me for a loop, and I didn't find nothing funny about it, man. So you gotta be able to, what's the word, deviate that the difference, if that's gonna be funny or
Well,
not deviate.
Differentiate. Yeah. Go ahead, X.
No, I was just gonna say, man, because I got into a Facebook argument because there was another video, and I digress from actually just saying like that for the most part it's a lot of like, hood chicks that, kind of groom their little girls or some little boy to just do inappropriate behavior, celebrate. But it goes in the same way with certain Caucasian brethren too. Like there was a video, man, where this little boy was like, he was bragging about how he just murdered this burglar. There was a little white boy, and it was supposed to be a joke.
I shared that.
Where are these videos coming from?
I shared them. I know.
Maybe I need to go on Facebook more often.
Yeah. You can catch it most of the time on my page, Junior, because I shared that video about the white kid and the whole burglar thing because it seemed so real. Cause what he was saying, he was explaining how he killed a burglar and stuff, and like they were calling
access
him
to his parents' guns.
Yeah, and but the thing was, at the end of after watching it, people were chiming in on my post, comment, we all mad and shit, but then Uncle Lake chimed in and said that this is it's fake, and I said nah, this don't seem far fetched. Like it's kids out here that think like him and stuff. And he said but he explained that the video came from off of a YouTube channel that's something like the Onion Network. And if you know, the Onion Network is a satire network that's full of stuff. And now when he said that, then I could be like, okay, it did, because they showed pictures of the kid getting an award at school. He was still wearing the bloody clothes that he supposedly murdered the burglar in. So.
But see, like on videos, especially on Facebook videos, it's popular to have the text on the top and bottom to at least describe like where it's coming from. There was no signs of the onion. If you just see that video in isolation, like my immediate thought was, I was disturbed.
I was too. I was.
I was like, this ain't funny, but commenters, and I was getting annoyed. I got into this like Facebook argument. Like people called me like, you said, boy, you sound just as dumb as you look. I was like, wait, what? Like, and it really made me think like, well, maybe I'm
Let me go check this out.
But maybe I'm like having a hard time telling what's a joke and what's not a joke anymore on the internet. And I'm just like, I need to just I'm gonna reserve my comments, for stuff like this, because it's just people that just, like they have to indulge in that like dark, twisted sense of humor. And I really did not find that funny, because what was more disturbing was those like the white parent and the other two like people, the host and his co-host. Like, yeah, you did a good job, Billy. Like, yeah, you really are taking care of your family. It was like, what in the hell? Like, it was just. My mind was blown, but I was just really getting irritated by certain people that were just like commenting, and it was mostly, I think, white people defending, that sort of humor. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to kind of, take that and kind of go into the Dave Chappelle thing too, because I saw the first 15 minutes and I wasn't impressed, to be honest with you. I wanted to be, because I know everybody's tired of the sensitivity and the high level of being offended. But the whole Michael Jackson, when maybe those kids probably wanted to be touched, I was just like, all right, man, this humor just seems forced. I'm not, I'm just not feeling it right now. So,
I'm not finding anything humorous about that.
Yeah, and the thing was with the Dave Chappelle thing. Now, don't get it twisted. That it was named Sticks and Stones for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And once you watched it, you'll understood. But when you heard the Michael Jackson references or whatever, he wasn't. I didn't take it that he was saying that to be funny. You know what I'm saying? But he was making a observation of from a perspective of how other people view it. That's not as sensitive as the sensitive world or the sensitive culture.
And I get that. There's a punchline in itself in that delivery. I wasn't finding that funny. There were glimpses though in terms of where his humor was going. Like when he had two impressions tonight, impersonations, and the second one was about the audience. It was about us, and I was just like, oh, I didn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you're doing, like 15 years, if I find out about it 15 years later, you're still gonna get in trouble for it. It's just like, oh dang, man, that was crazy. That was all right. I get the political, aim at that. You know what I'm saying? There was a level of a political statement going on in that sort of joke, but I wasn't. And don't get me wrong. Like the reasons I didn't find it like just making me like bust a gut laughing wasn't because I was like some sensitive SJW. Like it wasn't even that at all. You know what I'm saying? It was just on a comedic level. If I was comparing him to any other stand-up like Jamie Foxx's "I Might Need Security" or Eddie Murphy's "Delirious," you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't that. So that's my thoughts on that. Anybody else?
Wait, run that back by me, X. Run that back by me.
What you mean?
You said you saying comparison? You mentioned Eddie Murphy's "Delirious." I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I'm only talking about in terms of the actual like the humor structure, the jokes, the delivery. I'm talking about the mechanics of the actual stand-up, not the content or the substance. I kind of make it akin to like, okay, let's say for example, like the same reasons that I've been a big Pusha T fan for the longest, even though his content is always about coke, rap, and drugs. It's the actual way in terms
that he delivers
his delivery, his creativity behind. That's the word I'm looking for. The actual creativity behind, piecing these words together, the metaphors, the layers of rhymes, the breaking it apart like it's a puzzle and putting it back together. Despite this picture being about drugs or whatnot, the storyline being about drugs, I didn't really find. There was only glimpses of that creativity I was finding throughout, Sticks and Stones, compared to what you would find in the creativity behind Delirious or, like I said, Jamie Foxx's "I Might Need Security."
All right, I get what you're saying. Yeah, those were classic stand-ups too. But in this instance though, like with what Dave Chappelle was doing, you can't even compare them to those comedies because they all stood out in their own way. But Dave Chappelle's stuff was more on touching bases on the issues that the world finds too sensitive for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And then with what you see on the social media, one of the main things is two main things that he said. Well, they wasn't even the main things to me, but these are two things that people took out and posted all over social media, which was the one about the school shooting, where he said they talking about training kids to prepare for a school shooting, and said that the shooter is in the training with you. That was funny and stuff, but I got it. I got what he was saying. And then the other one was about the use of the word nigga and faggot on TV, where the networks didn't mind Dave Chappelle using the word nigga, but they didn't want him using the word faggot. You know what I'm saying? And he said, he said that, well, y'all don't want me using that word, but and why? And the lady said, "Cause you're not gay." And then he said, "Well, I'm not a nigger either." I get it. You know what I'm saying? So it was something that needed to be. All that he said on there was stuff that just needed to be said. It just needed to be said on a larger platform, because the stuff he said is conversations that people have amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just that he had the platform for the world to see it. And now the cancel culture is all up in arms and shit like he was wrong, but it did just what he was talking about. The cancel culture want him canceled because he spoke the truth. The shit is annoying now. It's getting annoying. It's getting.
If you want to restore your blackness, to be honest with you, it's gonna sound funny me saying this, but if you want to do that, just simply say that I'm black and I'm gay. Then you'll start getting like coddled from other people again, like. Wait, I'm black. We're going to beat you down. Wait, I'm gay. Oh, you poor thing. Like that's, that's what's going on. If you want the racism about you to really kind of be overlooked, it almost seems like if you actually throw in your sexual
just come out the closet,
like the same sex, then you can get that kind of overrides the racial tension and the stereotypes, because now it puts people in a position to look at your gender preference, and because people are starting to become conditioned to feel sorry, be so empathetic and sympathetic to people who decide to, you know, wear their gender preferences, their sexual preferences on their sleeve, then I really think that's really the only way you can override your blackness. But you know, that's just a thought. That's an observation I've been making and everything else. Like, wow, if I really want to get out of a situation, let me just say I'm gay then. Like that's what it seems like was happening. That's just my opinion and observation, though.
I get that. But
Yeah, we kind of got off the subject just a tad bit.
Yeah, we did.
But I mean, I kind of want to get
Leave it
back
to
to the
X.
little girl.
Yeah.
To the little girl twerking in the video.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't you mention that?
Yeah. I Junior just saw the video. You know, he just saw it live. What was your thoughts?
I would just, to me, it's situational based. I have to think that. I'm thinking, okay, so what led up to this?
Yeah.
You know, the mom is there, and the girl clearly has friends in the background. You know, attending her party, and I mean, come on, that's kind of humiliating. I'm sure that's what she's thinking.
Yeah.
Then depending on the little girl's age, I mean, you know, it probably just depends. So why do we have any audio? Can we hear it?
I could.
Can we hear what was said before?
And that's the thing. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Let me see if.
Now, if you want to know my opinion on spanking her, yeah, of course, yeah, I probably wear her out, but it wouldn't be right there in front of her peers.
Let me see right here.
Okay.
Hey, if you just look, they cheering her on. They cheering her on being disrespectful.
Yeah, and so and then what is their relationship like? You know, I mean, you have to ask yourself all these questions, X, before we really jump all over it. Before, what do you say, the counseling is
Yeah.
And, you know, all of
And
this.
it's funny that you said that because Miranda commented on my post about that, you know, some kids she deals with or whatever, and most time it's about the parents being too friendly with their kids, and then those lines,
that's what this
those
sort of
lines
looks
and
like.
boundaries get you know, crossed or whatever. But you know, and I agree with her to an extent. But my part of my rebuttal was, you know, like, does being friendly with your kid, that doesn't correlate to disrespect, you know? And what she did in this was disrespectful. Like, you would have been able to separate the you know, them being friends versus the disrespecting that. Smooth, I saw you finna chime in.
Yeah, I kind of feel like disrespect is classified differently in households.
Okay,
And I think
okay.
that's what it boiled down to. You know, in my house, I would have never smashed my mama with the cake.
Right,
It would have never crossed my mind whether she smashed the whole cake in my face in 3 or 4.
right.
You know, it would have never crossed my mind. But it appears that the little girl was comfortable with doing it.
Yeah,
You know, and
she
you would
definitely
have
looked
to
comfortable.
know from the mother's perspective whether that was disrespect or not, because she could have felt like she was playing with her mom just like she got the cake smashed in her face. Her mom might think that's okay. She may laugh it off and say that's okay. And while the world is fighting about her being disrespectful, she may not see nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
So is the little girl disrespectful?
It's accepted. It
If
might be
her
accepted.
mother doesn't feel
Yeah.
it's disrespectful. Is she really being disrespectful? That's what we have to look at. She's disrespectful according to my guidelines, but if she's allowed to act or be that way, is she really being disrespectful?
Okay. Now I can dig that. I can dig that view. You know, because it just, I guess, you know, with me, you know, y'all know me better than anybody, and you know, when I get in my head about some shit, I just be like, that is what it is. Like, I felt, as soon as I watched the video, I was pissed, and I wanted that child's ass whooped. I didn't want to find out what it was, because like you said, man, what the way any of us was raised, man, wasn't none of us raised to think that it was cool to smash a cake in our parents' face. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, our extent of playing with our parents, if we were gonna play with cake, it would be like, "Hi, mom, I'm a fake like I'm smashing this cake in your face." You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Or maybe just take a little bit and put it on their nose.
Yeah,
or
you know,
something like that.
some shit like that, man. But this girl, she smashed the cake in her mama's face, danced about it while her friends cheered her on. like,
which says to me, in the room, if it was unaccepted, a lot of kids were like, ooh, like, you know, that's a surprise. Like, she's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody laughing tears. It's like that may go on all the time.
Right,
you know?
right.
And so it's just like, it appears to be disrespectful to us, but I think if kids haven't been taught for something to be disrespectful in a certain way, then they're just being the way they've been allowed to act versus being, they don't see it as disrespect.
Right.
That's not. Now I do think that some things should be disrespect in all houses.
Right.
No matter where you at.
Right.
You know?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Some lines should be crossed no matter where you are in America.
Right. I agree with that. And the thing, a thing that goes with this to me is also what I've been touching on in previous episodes, man, is about cameras being around for everything. You know what I'm saying? It's as much as I love social media, I love the fun aspect of it, the informative aspect of it, but it's things like this that make me hate it, because why was a camera out for that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why?
Well,
why was it posted?
Why was it posted?
Because that goes into the desensitization.
Right.
Desensitization that you spoke about.
Right.
Episode.
Right. Where everybody becomes desensitized because
it's just like okay, like I saw a video one time of a car accident, and people are actually filming a kid who's actually dying, and it's posted to social media.
Right. See, that's the desensitization part of it, like
you
say.
know. I'm like, come on, like seriously.
Because the person
like,
who posted clearly couldn't have had no feeling behind it.
Exactly. It's just like I want to show this to everybody I can as quick as I can, but for what?
And
not can't be for awareness. You think?
Hell no.
Let me chime in on that, because usually the intent is very selfish. This is so kind of self-driven, and this deep-seated desire that really nobody really speaks on, but we all have it. This deep-seated desire just to get either the credit, the recognition, no matter how bad it is, and really that's kind of what social media does. It taps into those like very like baser, primal, you know, sort of like feelings that we all just like kind of have. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, like I said this on the 2 episodes ago, that you know I have that same sort of thing, because I actually have in my phone a video of a fire that was taking place when I was this was last year in November, when I was in town in Louisiana, and I was going to the gym in Ruston, and there was this 18-wheeler that was on fire. It was like a fresh fire and everything else. I don't know how it got on fire. People were just pulling up to actually, you know, help this guy out, and my first instinct was to actually film it. And that's what I did. Like, I was driving, I pulled out my phone, I filmed it, and then I reflected, I was like, what am I doing here? Like, why am I filming this? You know, what's wrong with me? You know, and I'll be the first to accept responsibility that, you know, I felt trapped into that, you know, like, if I post this, man, like, you know, this would go, like, my mind immediately went into the future. If I post this would go viral. It'll get carried on and showed around and stuff, like people will comment and talk about it. You know, that's immediately what I quickly thought. I thought about that quickly. You know what I'm saying? So really, I don't think there's nothing special about the why. I just really think that Facebook and social media, this need for us to kind of get our little like 10 seconds of fame, or hoping that'll lead into something bigger. You know what I'm saying? We don't kind of become journalists. We don't become news reporters at all costs.
And that's I was finna say something about that, man. See, it's like the word, the thing is social media. And when you hear media, you instantly think like, cause you know, my undergrad degree is in communications with journalism and public relations, and I do have instincts, as y'all know, like with Grambition and stuff like that, to be the first. But it's to be the first, like when Snoop Dogg pop up on the scene with a Grambling hoodie on or something. I want to be the first to get it to Grambition before it gets to the other Grambling networks, so that my stuff can be shared the most. You know, to get the likes, to get the followers and stuff like that. But it's a gift and a curse, because people take it, and social media has given everybody the option to be journalists firsthand. I want to be the first. I want to be the first. It's just like in that previous episode, and we ain't gonna get into it, X, but it's on that previous episode we talked about, you know, people running to social media when somebody's family member dies and the family doesn't even know it yet. but they were the first to jump on social media instead of contacting the family. Let's just say while we sitting here, like I'm out with Junior and something happened to Junior where he passes and I'm right there. I don't call his mother or none of them. I take a picture of Junior or get on social media and say, damn, RIP to my nigga Junior. You know what I'm saying? And the family looking like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you said, it's an adrenaline rush to be first on social media though. You know, and it's crazy. You want to be first for the wrong things.
And God rest his soul. That was the same situation. We don't have to get into it, but the whole Bushwick Bill thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
That's a good.
That's a perfect example because it was people talking about, RIP Bushwick Bill, and I actually shared that post because I was like, oh man, look, did y'all know Bushwick Bill died? And then I jumped the gun. I went back and his family was like, no, he's still fighting this right now.
Right.
What's wrong with people? Like, he's still fighting. You know what I'm saying? Until he eventually he passed and everything else. So it's always like some unknown source that had this information. They passed it off to a main celebrity, shared it on their stuff, and that's how it is, man. But you're right, Young's like media is the key word because people are so into acting like actual news reporters. They have to break the news first. They have to be the one to do breaking news, and they don't realize that they're doing that. We're all like doing it on some scale to we can all now be these micro journalists and just break news first. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what opportunities we'll come up with. But that's a deception in itself because but I guess that could be a whole nother topic, later for an episode. Like, do you really get great opportunities from breaking news first, or people patting you on the back like, good job, you broke that first, you're really good, like maybe I'll give you a job, or maybe I'll give you a brand deal to make this money since you're really good at breaking stories first. That's something we could talk about later, but I just thought I mentioned Bushwick Bill and that being a perfect example of that though.
Right. It's a crazy game, but like I say, man, it's all about how you play it with social media because, like, for me, I use it to promote myself and a lot of other things. But I like positivity. Like, I don't even share. I shared that about that little girl because I wanted people's opinion, and what they thought about it. But I'm not sharing no fights. I'm not sharing no killings. I ain't sharing none of that shit on social media like ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to keep my stuff positive and everything, or funny. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, and that's the problem, man. A lot of people, they don't have a problem with displaying the negative aspects of the fights and the damn killings and all that stuff, man. It's one thing to create a conversation about a negative situation, but to display it to get likes and laughs and stuff, I'll never understand it.
Yeah, I won't either, man. I won't either and stuff, man. So,
but moving right along, man. What y'all think about, and it's two topics with boyfriends being boyfriends and men in general, and I'm gonna get on our ass about it for a minute. Men treating their kids as if they're daycare workers or babysitters to their own children. What y'all think about something like that?
Define that though for the audience,
it's like saying I mentioned with your kids and stuff. Your wife asks you to, say she got a important errand to run or something like that, and you treating, she needs you to look after the kids and take care of the kids while she gone, but you treating it like you babysitting them, like what I'm saying. Well, how long you gonna be gone, or how however babysitting,
like you saying like, okay, I have to keep my kids.
Yeah,
you don't think there's something wrong with the way that sounds?
Yeah,
I have to keep my kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
or like you call me and be like, man, I was gonna come through, but I gotta watch my son. You know what I'm saying? Right. Something like that. Like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, your kid is your kid. I don't know if I'm breaking it down like it needs to be broke down, but I'm pretty sure that you've heard it before and you've seen it. I I'ma say men majority of the time doing this. Probably some women that do it too, act like they babysitting their kids, but that's just your responsibility, man. You're not babysitting your kids. You're never babysitting your kid. You're not a daycare worker to your kid. You know what I'm saying? You don't just get up and be like, I'm gonna have my kid from 8 to 2 today. Especially if y'all live in the same household. How does that make sense? You get what I'm saying?
No, I completely get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, I like to be honest and as transparent as possible. In the earlier parts, when I first became a dad, you know, actually I first became a dad from a prior relationship before I got married, you know, with my oldest child, you know what I'm saying? We were exchanging, you know, like, you know, parenting duties. And when I actually, like, you know, the days I did get to.
Hey, dude,
you know,
answer the question, man. Answer the question.
Wait. I am.
Get to it, man. Come on. We ready. We excited. Answer the question.
The question is, like, what do I think I'm telling you?
Yeah, not when you became a dad. Just tell us what the experience was. We ain't got to know all that. Come on.
Okay. All right. I don't even know how to answer the question now. You put me in an awkward situation to try to give the answer because how am I going to tell you my experience without going back into my past? I'm confused now. You answer the question, I'll follow after your lead then.
Okay, like for an example, me and my uncle was talking with one of his friends, and he was talking about some plans that they had to go out of town or somebody. He said, man, I'm going to have to cancel out because, you know, I'm going to have my son. And so his friend said, oh, okay, so you babysitting. And he looked at him. That was my first time ever hearing that expression, by the way. And he looked at him. He said, you know, what the hell you mean I'm babysitting? You know, it's my son. I'm spending time with my son. You know, and he was like, I'm not babysitting my own kids. You babysit kids is not yours. You know, or somebody actually keeps the kids. That's babysitting. When I got my kids, I'm spending time with my kids. That's
well, you just told the story. Like, that's what I was about to do. Like, that's... I didn't have a very short story.
I didn't say, but I could have said, if I was you, I would have said, well, yeah, my uncle had 2 kids before the marriage that he's in now. Not those 2 kids, but the 2 kids that he had prior to his marriage. When he was speaking of those kids, he had to keep that son. That's how you probably would have went about it. I just got straight to the point about babysitting. We ain't got to know which son you're talking about and which marriage it was in. Just tell us.
No, okay, all right, wait a second. Because it's a clear difference, though. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make. Like, when I was, you know, when I first became a dad and I was getting my son, my whole mentality was I was just getting him. You know, it was I was spending time.
Took you 30 seconds to just say that. That's what we like, them kind of answers.
Oh, God. Okay, all right. Anyway,
Thank you,
I couldn't wait to take him back because I wanted my own me time.
Right.
Oh,
That's
shit.
the bottom line. Like,
Oh, you who we talking about?
Well, that's where you want to tell the whole story.
Yeah, you who we talking about. You was that guy. I got it.
Transparency is key. Ed.
Yeah, I got it.
Wait, all right, I'll give you the short answer. It didn't hit me though when I got married. I couldn't, like, I wanted to act out that same sort of like life, but then, you know, it took that's a mindset shift.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
But you know what really like pisses me off a lot is when men become dads and they just think taking care of their kids become natural. A lot of men, because if that was the case, then there'll be a lot more men who were actually being fathers to their children. That's not a natural thing. And I'm telling you from experience, that's a mindset shift because what parenting was about, it wasn't even like that. And what the reality was versus what I actually thought about it, I had to fight against it because there was a lot of times like you had to take Quincy to church with you. Like, I'm really trying to sit here and play this game right now. Yeah. You know, there was a lot of those days like that. You know what I'm saying? So you're shifting from being selfish to like, this is my son. I have to really like sit and learn how to be with him, and that's an ongoing process.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
so
true. That's true.
That's a good point.
Nah.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
We rocking with you with that, but
those are good points.
It takes a lot to make you separate from your video game.
Yeah, we feel it.
big.
You still a babysitter. I get it. Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I get it.
I mean, if there's any audience members or anybody else is like, what are you talking about? When I had my baby, and I love being the dad. It's just
Right.
like natural.
Right.
You're like one out of every like 10 men or whatnot.
Now,
That's not a natural natural.
I can rock with you on that, which is one of the reasons why I'm trying my best to keep from making a kid, because I know I will be that guy. I will be the I'm babysitting my kid guy right now at this moment, because I've been so entangled up in all the freedom that I have, and to make that change of pace, to go from this free man with all this freedom to having a child. It would be like, I would be with my baby mama, girlfriend, or however she would be. I would be like, how long you gonna be? I can watch him from 8 to 10 or something like that. I would be that guy, immature wise, and I know that, but I'm working on it.
That guy wasn't me. It was seamless for me, X. I can't even lie.
You're the
And I'm the 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
I am.
You're a
I
good
can't even
dude
lie.
though, Junior. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that. You a good dude. Like, it was never no question to me to think that you was babysitting your daughter.
I think Mitchell made a good point when he said it comes from people who have like a selfish mentality.
Yeah.
I think it's harder for them to make the mindset switch than it is for somebody who's always been used to giving or helping others, or doing something for others, or been involved with kids long before you had your own. It kind of makes it a little different. But when you've always been able to just be selfish and worry about me, mine, and mine, it is a mindset shift for you to start giving up things that you love to make a sacrifice. So.
Right.
And Smooth, let me one more thing, because the only reason I was going over the river and through the woods to grandmama's house to get to that answer, when I was getting my oldest son in a prior relationship, I only had him for like 2 days, and I was like, yes, I can take him back.
Yeah.
I get me time in 5 days. Like, come on. And then when I actually got married, I was like, oh, this is like, we're having a kid, and now this is long term. He's with me all the time. Do you see there's a clear difference there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for me to say I'm a good dad if I'm only getting my son on the weekend.
That's why I said a while ago, okay, X, now I see why you was taking us around the car.
You get.
You must hear me though. Yeah.
I get it. So, with that being said, as we talk about these babysitters and everything, man, let's talk about how these ladies sometimes need to understand that these cats that they calling their little boyfriends or main men or whatever, they are not good babysitters to these children. And what I mean by that is the cases that I've seen on the internet, where a lot of children are being hurt, a lot of children are being harmed, and a lot of children are even being murdered and killed behind these whack ass dudes who these mothers who the mothers are comfortably leaving their kids with and don't know nothing about these guys, man. These guys be pervs, they be idiots, they be psychos and everything, and they hurting your children. It's like I don't know. I get real mad when I see those stories, man. And you good?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Okay, all right. I get real antsy when I see those stories, man, because I just don't understand how some women can feel so comfortable with a cat that they just talking to, being left alone with their children. Even if they are boyfriend and girlfriend, it seems like in a lot of these cases you clearly don't know enough about them to be leaving them alone like that, where your kid end up getting hurt, harmed, or murdered or something like that.
I like to hear like Junior and Smooth's, viewpoint on this, because I think like Smooth had mentioned earlier, like I think that needs context for indica. I want to lambast like, oh, it's just the girls just being like selfish. That's why they like that. Blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But you really can't just isolate all females into that one category. So I want to hear Junior and Smooth's perspective.
All right, so Smooth, this is me. So my deal is, I think that girls have a trust level for guys because of the way that they treat them or whatever, is to where like they leave their child with them or whatever, and they haven't just really had the chance to experience enough with guys to leave their child with them to know what they'll do, because you never know what a person will do when you're not around, and so I think that children should always be left in the hands of someone who's either cared for you, that you've experienced them caring for you, like family, or that's it. Because with boyfriends, when he get mad, how does he treat you? How does he treat you when he's upset?
Yeah.
So, that's one thing that you have to take into consideration. I'm not sure that they do that. You know, I've never experienced that. I mean, I've never had anybody to babysit me outside my grandmother. You know, so I'm not really sure why that people would leave their child with someone in a relation that they're in a relationship with. Especially little girls. I'm really, I think people have to be really protective of little girls. Boys, when they grow up, kind of learn to protect themselves, are more, you know, open to what's going on with them. But girls are so reserved and need to be protected. And so I just don't feel like they should be left to be cared for by men. That's just your boyfriend, or, you know, a husband in a family that's taking care of her as a father may be a little different. But just a boyfriend or someone that you hadn't been in a relationship with that long, is not fully invested. I think those are those kind of relationships where it go bad, where it's just somebody that they're dating, they don't really know. He's not invested as a family man. He's just invested in her. And these kind of things tend to happen, you know. I don't know. I don't think that the mother has enough attachment with the child. Because if she did, she would, beyond the shadow of a doubt, make sure that child is safe when she's not around her. So that's my thoughts on it.
And then where I'm going to chime in is where we take it back to the previous discussion and fathers being babysitters. And my thoughts on this topic is going to be, okay, you have a boyfriend and you have a child, and the child is not your boyfriend's child. Okay, so where is the father? That's going to be my first question, okay? And then, so I'm thinking about, what are your alternatives? Okay, I'm thinking about, okay, well, you know, why do I even have to leave my daughter? Well, did we say daughter or children? Anyway, why do I have to leave my child with my boyfriend? You know, I just think to me, that's I think you're already defeated. You kind of feel where I'm coming from there?
Yeah, but I want to add to what you just said, because see, that's where it kind of words kind of get murky though, because the girl probably was like, hey, you know, babe, I'm going to the store for a second to get something. Maybe she was cooking dinner for him. Can you watch little Jessica here, you know, until I get back? And he's like, yeah, baby, whatever. And she's gone. And in that little time frame, the person that she thought she could trust, he totally just spazzed out, like, I can't stand watching this little, like, you know, effing little girl or whatnot. He just saw it as an opportunity to, like, that small glimpse of time to go ahead and execute, you know, any heinous and hateful feelings that he had towards his child, to, you know, why this woman was absent. So that's what I'm saying, like, I wanted to hear y'all's perspective, because not all women are just naive or absent-minded or trifling in that respect.
Not at all.
An honest mistake.
Yeah, true, an honest mistake, true. But you know, I'm big on preparation. I'm big on a lot of things. But I mean, I'm pretty much I'm trying to cover all of my bases at all times, and so my daughter is ultimately my responsibility. And I mean, you know, I don't know. I feel kind of strongly about just leaving them with anybody, and I don't think that's. It wouldn't even be an option for me.
And it goes both ways. Picture, Junior,
True.
if you were a single father, which he's not, lady, so get over it. But picture if you was a single father, man, and you needed to make that store run. It works just the same for girls too. It's women out here that's pretty fucked up about with their kids. You know what I'm saying? Being left with a kid that's not theirs and stuff, man. They get to slapping on kids and whooping up on them too, and harming them and stuff too, man. So it's a two-way street, but it's just that, you know, and it's crazy because when you on social media, you see these stories mainly with dudes harming children, but you also see a lot of stories where couples are harming children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like damn, the kid doesn't have no sense of safety for at all. Like, man, our children are so precious and they need to be protected, and us as grown-ups are the ones that's hurting them the most. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, man, like, I get real emotional when I see stuff like that, because I don't have any children, and though I have desires to have some sometime, I really always ask myself, do I really want to bring a kid into this cruel world? You know what I'm saying? Because of situations like that. I don't plan on having a kid to where I'm not going to be in the house with the mother I had the child with. But, you know, just in case that would be the scenario, man, I don't think I'd be able to trust it just anybody with my child, man. Like, I don't understand
And I
it.
guess to their defense, they don't feel like they're trusting anybody. You know,
True.
in those situations, I think I know that's probably what X is getting to, like in a situation where it's somebody that they do trust that just spazzes out that one time. You know, and I guess like a frequent store run, she probably would feel safer leaving her with a boy that she's dating that she's been in a relationship with. You know, maybe she would feel safe. And maybe those isolated incidents, you have to look at the individual as a sick individual, you know, that's manipulated her mind to make her trust him enough to do something like that to one of her children, you know. And because I would think that a parent would have to trust somebody to lead their child with. Some level, whether it's they check them out enough or not, whether they know enough about them or not, you know, I'm thinking you trust them. Now, we do have some careless parents out there that'll just leave their kids. You know, with my line of work, I'm sorry, we done seen that a lot. Where they just trust them with anybody. I would have to think that unless it happened, unless it would just depend on what that relationship was. And like I said, if it wasn't maliciously done, where they just negligently leave their child all the time with people, and it's just that one time that they trust somebody they've been with for years, okay, maybe that's on that sick individual, you know. But I just think if your child is not old enough to defend themselves, it's your responsibility to make sure that they're okay. And at some point, you know, you make that quick store run, you might have to take them with you. You know.
Yeah,
I don't know. In this world, that may be the reality.
Yeah, I can agree to that, man, and I just wish that those people, you know, would it, cause in some cases too, it's some signs.
Some cases the home parent has been the one to.
Yeah.
You know, when they got left alone with the child to abuse them.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true. That is very true, man. And it's so many ways you could look at that, man. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. At some point, man, like, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one alone, because, you know, I could get a little, you know, I might get a little angry thinking about it, man.
Yeah, let's just leave that one right.
Yeah.
This is one of those. That's all we can say.
Yeah. That's cool, man. You know, well, moving right along. You know, we was discussing the Kobe Bryant ordeal with the thing between him and Shaq.
So let me go ahead and platform this, because the whole interview was just really good. If nobody follows Valuetainment, you're into business, entrepreneur advice, I definitely recommend you follow Valuetainment on YouTube. I'm a huge fan. Now, enough with that little shameless plug for them. The guy's name that interviewed Kobe Bryant is Patrick Bet-David. He owns this company called PHP, which stands for People Helping People. It's an insurance company that, you know, has a bunch of insurance agents all across the country. But he has a YouTube channel called Valuetainment. He interviewed Kobe Bryant, and Kobe just says some very actually, it was one of those interviews where somebody didn't like hide any information. You know, Kobe was bold enough to say, hey, if Shaq was working out, like, if he had my work ethic, he was in the gym more, we would have had 12 more rings. You know, Kobe also talked about coaching his little girls. He talked about playing with the bad back, you know, and just the whole competitive edge. And really, it made me think, like, man, I wonder why Kobe doesn't get put on in those same conversations as much as Jordan does. Because I almost feel like we just kind of skip over Kobe and we just talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron James in those greatest of all times conversations. And maybe somebody may be saying, you may be talking like that. We always throw Kobe in there. But I don't hear a lot of people doing it. It's always Kobe's a selfish basketball player. He wasn't a team player. He put an eye in team that didn't belong. But yeah, the whole core of the interview, you know, was just Kobe. You know, I guess depending on what side you're looking on, he could have sounded like an egomaniac. But he didn't. To me, it was a very refreshing interview. So, what do y'all want to ask me in terms of?
Well, I wasn't really asking the question, but I was just.
I'm trying to figure out where we're going with this one.
Yeah,
there's a lot you could talk
well,
about.
see,
between
I
Kobe
wasn't
and
necessarily talking about the interview, like what Kobe said in the interview. I was just talking about the people having the mixed emotions about what was said. Like, you know, you got your Kobe fans or stans or whatever, like myself, who didn't see nothing wrong with what he said. It's a common statement. You know, I find myself telling my players that I coach this all the time. If you work hard as hell, things can happen. You can win some shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But which is what he said with Shaq. He didn't never say that Shaq wasn't. He said that if Shaq worked harder than what he did, he would definitely be the greatest of all time, and they would have 12 rings.
That's what I heard.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing wrong with that. But, of course, you know, the people who don't like Kobe tried to make it like Kobe was dissing Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
Are these Shaq fans or LeBron fans?
That's the thing. It was a slew of LeBron fans, and it was some people who was fans of Shaq. You know, it's some couple people.
It was all of that. Everything that Junior just said, it was all of those types.
Yeah,
because that's kind of what you have. I mean, every one of us fall in one of those categories.
I'm a Kobe stan,
if not all
it.
of them.
I'm a Kobe stan to the
I'm
death.
not a Kobe stan, but I became a Kobe fan after he went to number 24. Okay, everybody should love Michael Jordan just because he's the originator. I mean, he's just original. And I mean, LeBron James is simply just the most talented athlete I've probably ever seen. So, I mean, you know, so it's just like, you know, they all have their own little things. And right now, I mean, LeBron James is super hot. You know, it's just that simple. And so that's probably why Kobe gets lost in the shuffle, because he's 4 years into retirement. Yeah. LeBron James is 4 years away from retirement, I believe. So
yeah, I gave him 4 years. I gave him, he probably ride out this LA contract. And hang it up.
That'll probably be it. Yeah, and so I mean, but you know, as far as with what he said, I couldn't agree with him more. I mean, you could probably look at Shaq and tell, and look at the way his career went and the way his numbers were, his averages. He probably didn't work his hardest.
Well, let's bring in that Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying?
What Uncle Shannon say? Uncle Shannon, yeah, I love Uncle Shannon.
Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can find it where old Shay Sharp.
Yeah, he said some key things that really because even if you didn't listen to the interview, only called sound bites, he said some key things in his commentary that really added some great layers and context to why Kobe was validated in saying what he said about Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play the sound bite. I hope it's you can hear it. Here we go. It's all. Yep.
Dwight Howard took the high road on social media, saying that he did not see Shaq's tweet, that he is focused on the upcoming season. So Shannon, what do you make of all this?
Yeah, because Shaq responded. Mm-hmm.
Kobe is right, and so is Shaq. But I got what Kobe was trying to say. And I think Shaq took it somewhat as a slight, because he mentioned you don't get a statue in front of a building if you don't work hard. And I don't think anybody say Shaq didn't work hard. But Shaq could have worked harder. Shaq could have ate better and had a longer career and even been more productive than he actually was. A guy of Shaq's talent doesn't need to go from Orlando to LA to Miami to Phoenix to Boston to Cleveland. That's not how it's supposed to be with a guy like that. Shaq should have never been a journeyman. Shaq's too good to be a journeyman. Okay. Shaq worked hard. Yeah. But if Shaq had to work, and the question was posed, if Shaq had had your work ethic, Kobe said he would have been the greatest. That's not to imply that, some of these guys work hard, but everybody doesn't work hard to the same degree. Because sometimes people mistake habit for hard work. And my grandpa used to always tell me and my brother that. He said, son, don't ever mistake habit for hard work. Because some people do that. Oh, I went to the gym. Or I got up early. Okay, you got up early. What did you do? Yeah. If you just get up early, don't do that. What have you done? Well, if you just go to the gym every day just because it's habit, that's what you do at 9:30, but you ain't getting anything accomplished. Is that habit or that's hard work?
You know what? Your grandfather should have written a book. He used a combination of like Confucius and Gandhi and Ben Franklin.
Yeah, and I'm like, when he was telling me all this thing, I'm looking around like, why are we living better than what we
So, just from that little tidbit of what you heard Uncle Shay Sharp say, you know, it made a lot of sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shaq took the high road in his response, in my opinion, too. You know what I'm saying? He did throw like some little shade responses to Kobe, but it wasn't like in a beef form. It was more like a playful form, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. You know, but
what exactly? I mean, can you just?
I think it started on Twitter. You know, Kobe said what he said, and that's how Shaq responded, talking about you don't get a statue from not working hard. That was one tweet. You know, and then they
doesn't he have a statue outside of Staples?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And one outside LSU. You know, so
okay.
Yeah. It was things to that extent. I'm gonna see if I still got. Yeah. See, and then when Kobe responded to that, he said, "There's no beef with Shaq. I know most of the media want to see it, but it ain't gonna happen."
And that's real too.
Right? Ain't nothing but love there, and we too old to beef anyway. #3P. And then Shaq responded to that and said, "It's all good, bro. When I saw the interview, I thought you were talking about Dwight." Which he spelled DWITE, and he was like, "Is that how you spell his name?" LOL. So now it turned into a whole thing,
okay.
You know, and which Shannon Sharp brought up this interview, which I didn't play it all the way through, but that's what he was saying. Shaq, you know, what Kobe said was right, and you didn't have no reason to bring Dwight Howard into this, because Dwight Howard took the high road and said he didn't see the tweet. You know what I'm saying? So it was
he shouldn't have brought up Dwight, but. I mean, if we're gonna talk about it, then let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But you know, that might be one of those neither here or there. What you think, X?
Yeah, and Kobe also said something else that was key in the interview. He said that the reason that he was so good, you know, because his whole mentality, that whole Mamba mentality, he made another keynote where he said that people in the NBA played for paychecks. They was playing for financial stability. That was it. You know, they did everything they could, worked hard throughout AAU, McDonald's All-Star games, high school, ball, college, whatever. Then they finally made it to the NBA. They stopped having that high level of mentality and performance. And Kobe was like, this is going to be like taking candy from a baby. And he said playing against players in the NBA was easier than those that he played at Lower Merion High School when he was competing at that level, AAU, and that sort of thing. You know, so
that's interesting.
That
was in that interview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
check
gotta
that
watch that
in the
interview
morning.
myself.
Yeah.
You should, y'all should, like, you know, just play it like any podcast. That's what I did. I was driving to go get Quincy from school, and I just listened to it. You know, I just let it play. I didn't need to watch anything. I just needed to listen. And I listened to the whole thing, and I could not stop listening to it because Kobe was just dropping these gems.
Oh yeah, that's a gem for sure. That's
because that makes sense. It makes sense in it makes sense for a lot of people with everything.
If you don't have any money, everybody's hungry.
Yep.
And once you get the money, I mean, how much more hungry you gonna be unless you at a Kobe level?
Yep.
Right. And see, Kobe, and the way Kobe did it, he put basketball and the skill and the love of the game first, and kind of like how money he was paid just followed. Whereas everybody else, they just focus on what they're getting paid, and their basketball skills just kind of go by the wayside. So they set aside their competitive mindset to just be happy that they could, you know, get their mom out of the hood and into a mansion somewhere. And then they just kind of like stop worrying about actually playing ball like I made it. When really you're just beginning. But he said that was the mentality of a lot of basketball players he played against. And also he said that they used to call Michael Jordan Black Jesus, and everybody was scared of Mike, you know. He said he wasn't, but he said like players was like terrified of playing against Michael Jordan. That added another layer to like Jordan's legacy, like, oh, okay, this wasn't a game. People were really like afraid to play against Mike Jordan. They called him Black Jesus. Baby Jesus, whatever. It was crazy. Y'all gotta listen to that interview, man. It was a lot.
Yeah, it's Kobe. The few interviews I've watched with Kobe, even when he had that sit down with Shaq, he doesn't stray away from truthfulness of topics. You know, he spits it straight from the hip, and that's just what it is. So I'm definitely gonna check that out, man. So That's cool, man. Music. what we jamming? What's hot? What I saw that song Birdman and Juvie and Wayne got together and dropped. I liked it. You know, it was pretty.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was real hot boyish.
It's typical.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing fancy about it, but
it wasn't nothing that just blew me away.
It was just enough to have you excited that they got back together.
That they manned the fences.
Yeah.
You heard it, X?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
Okay.
I haven't heard it yet at all.
Well, go check that. It's called Ride That.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm trying to think because you guys, what are we jamming on?
Right
I
now.
always keep up to like the Friday releases. You know, when Little Brother dropped.
Yeah, there you go. You took the words right out of my mouth. Little Brother is all I've been jamming this week.
Little Brother is hot.
Yep.
Like it's like the ultimate perfect feel good conscious rap.
Little Brother is hot.
I mean, and I love it.
Man, I've always been like a huge Little Brother fan. More so for Fonte though, man. I didn't really. Big Pooh was just kind of like always a supporting rapper in the group. I was just like, I just want to hear Fonte and his bars because he's clever and he's very witty. You know what I'm saying? He's just not putting like rhyming words together for the sake of rhyming words.
Yeah, and it's like it's rap for our age. You know, I mean, like some of the lyrics. I mean, it just makes so much sense for our age range.
Yeah, man. I mean, and speaking of age ranges, you know me, I'm still in the staying in the young realm of the cycle, so I gotta get an edge right now. It's a lot of cats pushing for album of the year for 2019, but as of right now, the person who has the edge on everyone to me is a tie, and that's between Big Crit and YBN Cordae.
Okay, I could agree with YBN Cordae.
And I'm gonna tell you why I say YBN Cordae.
Yeah, let me hear it.
I try to take the fact that I try to disregard the fact that he signed a rap a lot, tying in to Houston or whatever. But the fact that his album sounds the way that it sounds, I did not expect. But then again, I did because if you remember, I don't know if you remember when he first stepped in the game, where people started paying attention, he dropped that song called Old Niggas, I think it was called, where he talked about how us young cats want to look up to y'all, but y'all not acting like the OGs that y'all supposed to be. You gotta check that song, check the video out. It's real interesting. It's so and for the album, man, like it's nice, good production, straight good lyrics, and you know what you getting with Crit when he drops. So
yeah, like Crit, like I mean, I was on Crit. Well, I'm still on it. It's still in my rotation. That's another one that's in my rotation. Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy, super heavy.
Yeah. E40 dropped the album, man. Still slapping in the game, man.
I heard that one.
Yeah, you check that out when you get a chance. I mean, it's a lot of good music. Yellow Beezy dropped the album, mixtape, and it's got some jams. Who else? It's Nas. Nas came back in the game with the Lost Tapes. It sounds Nas. Okay, go ahead.
I want to interrupt.
I know I said Nas.
And y'all just tell me if this is a topic for another day, but I wanted to ask y'all, how do y'all feel about these Friday releases? Because I'm like, I can't keep up with all this music. Like, I'm still just trying to find one album to absorb it and just let me think about it.
For a while. Those days are over, X.
Yeah.
I think they are like, how Yummy would run to Knowledge Records on Tuesdays?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, and scam Paul out of $16. Well, so like over the course of 2 months.
RP, Paul.
So over the course of 2 months, you have 8 albums. Yeah. But every Friday, it's at least 8 albums.
Yeah, that's different.
So it's like the digital world is crazy.
That's different. And then, with Nas, man, it seemed like Nas had a point to prove to DJ Vlad about being the worst beat picker of all time. Cause that Lost Tapes 2
I
was.
got to disagree with big time.
You ain't think he was the worst beat picker?
Heck no.
I mean, I didn't agree with what Vlad said, but I semi-agree because Nas had some shitty beats on his albums.
Which one?
Like
X, are you really taking this right now?
Nah, he probably disagrees.
Let me finish.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to interrupt because I do have a
I'm sorry.
constructive opinion on that, so I'm just letting him finish.
I mean, I can't pinpoint it right, but if I hear the songs, I'll be like, man, this was a song that was jamming, but that beat was trash. I have to literally go through his albums.
Now, let me add some context for the audience because now me and Junior, we were, big Nas fans. I think Junior's been more open-minded out of like.
Not were. I still am. I still am.
Yeah, because I was like, it was one part I was just narrowly like East Coast, and Yummy would hear when I'm listening to it, like that's trash. I'm just on this fat bastard tongue, D-Rock from Dallas or whoever, all these like Texas artists and everything else. So I'm sitting up here listening. I'm like, well, Yummy, what context, what information do you have from the past as a fan of Nas to even like pose any sort of like opinion about his beats? I don't think you even really gave a full Nas album a listen. I've listened to Illmatic front to back. I listened to It Was Written like I don't know how many times, man. Like Nostradamus being like.
Let me say this, X.
The worst Nas albums ever. Go ahead.
Let me say this, and you and Julia y'all know well. Like, I agree with you. I ain't even arguing that. Back then, once I got stuck on Texas music, I was blind to everything. But once I became a hip hop historian, what you call it, or where I studied the history of music, because Jory, I'm pretty sure he can tell you when it was that time when I used to be like, why is y'all niggas listening to R&B? You remember that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
All through high school up until we met a certain someone.
Remember?
Remain nameless.
I used to argue like, when we was in high school, I used to be like, man, y'all boys talking about making love to your girls to some R&B. We can listen to this Swisher House and be rolling.
Yep. No, I agree, but and see, I'm glad that you made the statement about you making that transition, that you become more open-minded now, especially as time rolled on, because, Texas music now is very niche. Like, me living here in Texas, like, I saw a kid that Dave and Buster's had on it was a Hispanic kid, had on a DJ Screw t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? So that love is still there. I have, like, other people that I've worked with and whatnot, they herald like Zero's music like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So Texas music I think is very niche, but that's neither here nor there. Getting back to Nas, like, okay, so with Nas beats, Nas has a very niche ear. And I don't think Vlad really articulates that. He's just the worst beat picker. That's just a very surface level criticism. There's he doesn't
definitely agree.
Real detail about why Nas is the worst beat picker. Nas has a very niche ear for certain types of beats that fit his vocal delivery, fits his mood, fits his style. Just to take a whole album, just like, okay, if we take a song like I Gave You Power, just the way that actual instrumental, has this brooding, like, if I'm recognizing my instruments correctly, like a piano on that beat or something like that. And the way that he's just like rapping over it to tell this story about from the perspective of him being a gun, it fits. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Nas just had a song called, he just released a song off the Lost Tapes, No Bad Energy. And I'm like, you really can't see anybody jamming this, but I'm like, this beat fits the context and the way Nas is actually talking on this actual song.
No, and that's the thing. See, I didn't know none of that back then. I didn't pay attention because I used to just be like, I'll cycle through those Nas albums and be like, I picked the songs that I like, which was Got Yourself a Gun, Ether, the song where he telling the story. I forgot what the name of it was, but he was telling like this story. If I hear it, I know, what it was. But I was like just going through picking a song. But my ear for certain songs, when I say they jamming, they gotta have a mellow tone to it. And Nas didn't, a lot of his wasn't. His beats were for his style of music, which I can respect, And I did go back and listen to all those albums so that I could catch up and be able to have these conversations, But that's something, I guess we could dedicate a whole episode to music and break down some all-time greats and all that stuff. So I guess we'll just cut that off right here, X. And it was pretty dope episode, man. You know, it's always a scary ordeal when all of us get together in the same room or whatever, man, because you know we were all it's four grown men who were raised properly, you know, and we did everything we were supposed to do by the book. You know, we were raised to. We stayed out of trouble. We we finished school. We did all this. Boys, y'all got some good jobs and everything. And me, I'm doing what I do, as y'all have known that I was gonna grow to do anyway. And so, man, we'll end it here, X. And you know, till next time, man. You know, be ready, man. It's going down, man. I'm gonna set it up again, so you'll be there soon, man. It's crazy and weird that you. From the responses I get here, you starting to become a fan favorite with your corny humor and your smart ass.
Woo, woo. I get saying.
Cue the Kawhi laugh.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, man. Like I always felt, you know what I'm saying? If we can, I think I have better conversations. I have better conversations than I do just monologues. If you get me started on the topic, obviously I'm gonna rant about it, even to the point where I'm going to go off topic, and I'll try to bring it back. But that's why y'all here to bring it back around with me, and the audience can just be like, "Hey, y'all need to get this dude back on task, man. Like he losing."
Clearly.
You know, so.
Clearly.
Oh boy, man. Well, all right then, yo. I'm happy that you had me on again. I look forward to the next episode, whenever that's gonna be, man. Julia, I thank you, man, for being available. You know what I'm saying? No nighty nights.
Cue the Kawhi laugh.
Oh man, Smooth. It was great seeing you again, sir. But all right, man, I'm gone, man. I'll let y'all boys later.
All
right. Don't forget, plug yourself in. What you got? Get your shameless plugs in.
Oh, man, okay, man. People know where to find me. Primarily on YouTube. You know, Deshaun Johnson, DLJ Works for web design, and it's God for it gets me for my Christian YouTube channel. So really, that's the only place I really want people to find me. Don't look for me on Facebook. Don't even add me. Add me on Twitter if you're trying to have a conversation. I don't want to be bothered on Facebook right now. I just really don't. So you can like my fan pages. I have fan pages on that too, but just don't. Just find me on YouTube.
Normally, if you just tell them where to find you, they won't look for you in those other places. But you just gave my idea by naming all those places. Hey, it's been great, X, man.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. I look forward to doing this again, boys. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, boy, you take it easy.
All right, you too now.
All right, hang on up.
Yep.
And shave your beard, man. Line it up. Yo, man, that was my boy X, man. You know how it go with him, man. Boy, as a character, man. But that's end of episode 4, man. Appreciate you fellas coming through. Y'all can plug yourselves. You know,
No doubt.
Anything you want to promote, if you got anything going, my boy Smooth do these taxes, man. You know, he'll get you right, man. You come holler at my boy, man. Go ahead, man. Y'all plug yourself, man.
No plug for me. Just appreciate you for having me, big fella.
Already.
Hey, it was great, man. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it, man. Look forward to coming back again.
All right, that's what it is, man. And y'all know what it is, man. It's Swanging with Big Young, man. Live from the dash, Swanging with Big Young podcast. Instagram, big_young. Twitter, big_young. Facebook, Swanging with Big Young. Big Young Visuals. Follow all of that, you know, and get everything from me. You know, I'm the raw guy in the group, man, you know. I just have zero else to give about anything, you know, so that's what it is, man. We out this thing. Good night. Take it easy. Catch up with y'all on episode 5. It's going down. Big Yon.
When we swing, we open up our doors. Step outside, we creases on our clothes. Wow, it's the Big T and Mr. K.I.O. We finna let you know, man. Let you know, wow. When we swing, we open up our doors. Step outside, we creases on our clothes, man. It's the Big T and Mr. K.I.O. We finna let you know, man. Let you know, wow.
Swing a lot, stop, open up the door. Even my wrist stutter, they say mo. Back in 84, I used to ride elbows. Now my stutter fixed, I mean Milano. I'm on the third coast, so my wrist Movado. They jamming my music way up in Colorado. I got the hook up every day. I hit the live pole, then hit the area. How I